You are not taking my stage right now. All right, welcome back, guys, to another Slick Speaks. And on the Slick Speaks, guys, it is the first. I'll say talk up. No, it's not. Yeah, it's the first Tuesday of this year, and I have to say Happy New Year to all, and to all a Happy New Year. And on Slick Speaks, just like last year, we're like tuning into, like I say, crank up all the elephants in our society and all the elephant stories in our society. Basically, pointing out the hot topics that people should be talking about, but they're not, because in actuality, everybody's talking about this vaccine, or everybody's talking about this recount that's coming up in a couple days, and they're not even pointing up the fact of, like, it's a new year. Everybody should be on their New Year's resolution, and you should pump out like that good energy, because it only takes 14 days for you to put in that new habit. A lot of people are still on that same mojo or that same flow from 2020, but in actuality, you're supposed to be progressing than staying stagnant. If that kind of makes sense to you guys, but it's kind of like some like from like the media throwing this recount at us, to everybody else saying, "Have you taken this vaccine?" to the stimulus package. I feel like that's the three main topics of this year. But let me take your minds off this whole situation of stimulus to recount to whatever else is going on, because my New Year's was spent basically mic checking, and I had to mic check. So I was basically the guy that gave the countdown to, I'll say, can't say a plethora of people, but enough people on a microphone while a DJ spins to say, you were having your New Year's in 9, 8, 7. So I was actually the ball drop guy type of person. I felt so anointed for this position. I didn't even know I was gonna get this position. And the fact that, I'll say, a homeboy called me out to do it was like, I thank you, Amit. I didn't mean to actually go out there, but the fact that you wanted me out there to mic check was amazing. And the whole, like, I'll say, the whole atmosphere was amazing. But if you ever been to, I mean, nobody has been to a party, but like, from this get together, it was kind of like cesspoolish. So after 12 o'clock, I had to leave around like 12:30, because it got a little hectic. But I'm so glad that he called me out for the whole situation of mic checking. And like I'll say, throughout that whole time, I felt like my 2021 has been up from always, like now that I'm having like goals that I'm setting out for myself for 2021. I'm actually scratching stuff off from 2020. So getting into this, like, a whole mode of 2020, I want to elevate, and I want to get to that next step instead of staying plateau. And for you guys, I feel like you guys should do the same thing. And I would say, go the extra. I'll say, being that we've been in quarantine and we've been in this like pandemic for a while, go that extra mile. I wouldn't say go the extra mile that Miss, I gotta tell you about this story, but I can't say go the extra mile as this woman from, I'll say, South Miami. She was driving a red Camaro. The story all started off on New Year's. So basically around the same time that I was mic checking, she was riding around on, I'll say, Ocean Drive in Miami in a red Chevy Camaro. And once it hit New Year's, Tatiana Stevens, or Miss Stevens, did a burnout 3 times. No, she did 3 burnouts, or 3 donuts. No, she did 3 donuts in the middle of the street in Miami. And I didn't know you could go to jail for doing 3 donuts, being that it is New Year's Eve, and being that everybody is celebrating and everybody's outside to a certain extent, and social distancing, which they should have been. But basically, she did 3 donuts in the middle of the street. I don't think she should have been arrested for the 3 donuts, but the fact that the police stopped her and they noticed that she had alcohol and drugs in the car, They had to take her in. So she went that extra mile, even though that she wanted to start off her new year the right way. And I'm pretty sure it was fun doing the three donuts, but having the drugs and alcohol was kind of like kind of forcing it. So Miss Stevens, she no, she's bonded out from now because her bond was $500. But um, the whole they booked her on, I'll say, possession of drugs, and they booked her on reckless driving. But I would say keep the same energy that Miss Stevens has, but don't put the drugs and alcohol into the mix because it's not gonna end right. Because the officers really didn't like the fact that she was on what's it? It's on West Ave 1250 West Ave, and she was doing donuts. They didn't like the fact that she was doing that, but they was gonna let her go. But the fact that they stopped her and they noticed that there was drugs in the car, they couldn't let her go that day. And the fact that it's New Year's Eve, I think the police officers are just waiting for that, that first crack of the pen on what is it, January 1st. So Miss Stevens is out. She's doing well, guys. Not trying to poke fun at the whole situation that happened up in South Beach, but she was just trying to feel very joyous and very, I'll say, very herself, or like trying to expose another side of her because everybody's been like sheltered throughout this whole pandemic, this whole quarantine, this whole situation that should have been handled within 6 months, but we're still handling it as time progresses. And the whole fact that, like, I'll say West Palm Beach has created a whole new virus. I don't know how West Palm Beach does that. They just created a whole new strand of this whole coronavirus. It's to the point that, is there even a vaccine anymore? And I have to touch up on one more thing because there is a recount tomorrow. I understand people are calling in the National Guard. It's kind of looking like there's going to be a civil unrest, but hopefully there's not going to be like anything that, I'm thinking they're just calling the National Guard just in case something pops off. But I don't think anything will pop off. I don't think people are that crazy to start. But it is America. I don't think people are that crazy to be like, let me burn down the state capitol. But calling in the National Guard, calling in the National Guard was kind of like, I'll say, um, a point that just like, I'll say, a precaution that people feel like that we should take. And for or like, on the side note of the recount, even though that we shouldn't even be having a recount because clearly we already seen the winner, Miss Jill Biden already renovated her bathroom on the east wing of the White House. It took $1.2 million to take out the stains of Melania Trump. So I feel glad. I'm happy for her for like taking the whole HGTV squad to actually renovate this two-story bathroom. I know, yeah, two-story bathroom structure for the first lady so she can get her pampering done. I just want to see how a two-story bathroom looks like. If it takes 1.2 million dollars, that's kind of like a home. So the fact that it take so the fact that it's taking $1.2 million to renovate this whole bathroom, this bathroom must have like a jacuzzi, like, I don't know, infinity tub or something. Shower is like showers not just like a regular shower. I think the water runs. The water's probably like Fiji water or something. I don't know. The fact that it's a two-story structure and it took $1.2 million to do, I gotta clap it up for Miss Jill Biden because she will be squeaky clean once she enters that White House on January 20th. Even though people want a recount, which clearly I don't understand the whole point of this recount. Like, I don't get mad at the whole situation about my Dolphins that lost on Sunday. The Dolphins lost. I'm not asking the refs to say, can I recount the whole game? Because I don't think that the Dolphins should have lost like that. But, I mean, apparently we want to do a recount because it's a part of our Constitution, even though the person lost by a significant amount. So, for more Slick Speaks, guys, you can always tune into me on my Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and I'll say legit all platforms from Facebook, because in all actuality, the elephants are all around us. We just have to have that eye to actually notice them. From $1.2 million bathroom renovations to doing donuts on New Year's Day, which should be good, but not adding drugs and alcohol, or just mic checking and being the first person to do so in your family to mic check for a New Year's Eve. And with that, guys, I have to say I'm signing off on Slick Speaks, and hopefully you have a great rest of your new year. And I'll be back next week to talk about some more topics and some more situations. And I should be bringing back Digit City, because Digit City has not left. I haven't found her yet. I'm just kidding. I don't know if I'm going to find her this year. But Digit City coming back to theaters near you. Until next time. You are not taking my stage right now.